What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Premier League match day predictions. We are here. This is going to be match day 27 predictions and reviewing match day 26. Not doing too well still with with the predictions. Teams are surprising all of us. But here we go. We'll jump into it. Let's just say I got 5 winners correct. And then 5 of them I didn't get correct, and no perfect scores this week. So that's pretty frustrating. So first up, we have West Ham United versus Newcastle. I predicted this game to be 1-0 win for West Ham, and it actually ended up being a 1-1 draw, with goals from Dawson from West Ham in the 32nd minute and Willock in the 45th minute for Newcastle. So not much went on in the second half, it seems like. A couple yellow cards, more than a couple, there was 4 of them. And Ryan Fraser went out with an injury. So there's the first game. So I did not get that one correct, unfortunately. So next up, we had Arsenal versus Brentford. I predicted this game to be a 2-0 win for Arsenal, and I was pretty close. It was a 2-1 win for Arsenal, with goals from Rowe and Saka for Arsenal, and Nergard, is that how you would say it? For Brentford in the 90th. So I was almost perfect score there. But they had to ruin it in the 90th minute for me. But it is what it is. It doesn't look like too much else went on in that game. I didn't get to see any highlights of that game. So next up, we have Ashton Villa versus Watford. Boy, did I get this one wrong. I thought that Ashton Villa would win this game 3-1. And Watford actually won 1-0 with a goal by Dennis in the 78th minute. Seems like this was a pretty boring game also. A lot of these games I felt like, especially on, what was it, the 19th, there was a lot of them that were kind of low scoring, like 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, that kind of thing. But then you come to our next game, we have Brighton versus Burnley. I thought this game was going to be a 1-1 draw. But boy, was I wrong on that one. Burnley win the game 3-0 away at Brighton Stadium, with goals from Wickhorst, Brownhill, and Lennon in the 69th minute. I feel like a lot of these teams in the Premier League this year are very inconsistent. I don't feel like there's any consistency. It's like you win one, you lose one, I don't feel like anybody is very consistent other than your like top 2 to 3 teams, and even I think Chelsea's third, and they're not even consistent in my opinion. So very inconsistent. It's very hard to predict this year what scores are going to be. And speaking of Chelsea, we have Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Really, it's Crystal Palace and Chelsea. I thought this game was going to be a 3-1 win for Chelsea. I thought that they were going to score more than they did. But Chelsea did get the win, 1-0, with Ziyech scoring in the 89th minute. Waited until the very end to score. I know that there was a VAR in the 75th. For Ziyech's other goal, but it was offside. So ends up in a 1-0 draw for, 1-0 win for Chelsea. Oh man. So then we have Liverpool versus Norwich City. I thought this game was going to be a 4-0 win for Liverpool. But Norwich decided to steal one of those goals, and it actually only ended up being 3-1. Liverpool. Mane's over the head bicycle kick goal was pretty good. I can't believe that at one point in time Norwich was up against them. Norwich scored first in the 48th minute, But then you got Mane scores in the 64th, and then Salah turns around in the 67th and scores to make it 2-1. And then Diaz gets an 81st minute goal to, spread the lead out to 3-1. Salah is the best player in the world right now, in my opinion. He's just so good. He's so quick, but he knows where to be and when to be there. But anyways, off of that, so Liverpool 3-1 did get the winner correct on that one, but I guess the total goal scores I got correct, but that doesn't really matter in this. So next up, Southampton versus Everton. I picked that they would draw this game 2-2. Excuse me. But I was wrong on that, and Southampton got the 2 goals for me, but Everton decided not to score at all. Goals came from Stuart Armstrong in the 52nd minute and Shane Long in the 84th minute, giving Southampton the win. So following that, we have Man City versus Tottenham. Definitely not the game that I thought it was going to be. My prediction was 2-1 Man City. It actually ended up being 3-2 Tottenham. Very surprised by this, with how Tottenham have struggled. But yeah, I mean, Tottenham, I wish I would have watched this game. I wish I would have gotten to watch this game. But yeah, Tottenham put up 3 with a Harry Kane 95th minute for them to win the game. I'm okay with it getting that one wrong. Yes, I like Man City, but I like Harry Kane more than Man City. So, I'm glad that he got that goal to win the game. So that's pretty cool. So next up, we move to Sunday. We had Leeds United versus Man United. And I picked that game to be a 1-0 win for Man United. And it actually ended up being a 4-2 win for Man United. A lot of goals in this one, freaking 6. So you got Harry Maguire scoring first, Bruno Fernandes scoring second, Fred scores in the 70th minute for Man City, and then Alonga in the 88th. Is that how you say that? And then for Leeds, you had Rodrigo in the 53rd and Rafinha in the 54th. So they scored right back to back to pretty much tie the game. And then Man United put 2 in there to spread the lead out. And then for the final game for Matchday 26 was Wolves against Leicester City. And I picked the Wolves to win that game 1-0. And they actually ended up winning 2-1 with goals by Neves and Podence, and Leicester City's goal came from Lookman in the 41st minute. So Wolves still got the win for me, but they did it in a different fashion at 2-1. So with that being said, we have picked 46 games that have been played. I've picked the winner correct 21 times out of those 46. And then I've only picked the perfect score, so the home score was correct, the away score was correct, and the winner was correct only 7 times. So kind of struggling in that area. Also struggling at just getting the winner right. So moving on, let's see if we can do better in week 27, match day 27. First up, we have Southampton versus Norwich City. Southampton is their current form is 3 wins and 2 draws, whereas Norwich City is 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. Norwich City did get a goal against Liverpool, but Liverpool is just too strong. And Southampton put up 2 on Everton last week to win the game. The last 2 times that these teams played was in November, and Norwich City won 2-1. But I think it's going to flip-flop this time, and Southampton gets a 2-1 win over Norwich City. Next up, we have Leeds United and Tottenham. With Tottenham beating Man City, I feel like they would come off. They would keep this high up and and continue to win. But right now, the current forms for both teams: Leeds United, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, where Tottenham has 2 wins, 3 losses. And the last time that these two teams played back in November, Tottenham won 2-1. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, and I think that Tottenham will continue winning off of that last week's game against Man City at a 1-0 win over Leeds. So moving on, we have Brentford versus Newcastle. Brentford is struggling as of late. 1 draw and 4 losses in the last 5, whereas Newcastle has 3 wins and 2 draws, no losses. They are playing at Brentford Community Stadium, and the last time that these two teams played, it was a 3-3 draw. Again, I think it's going to be a draw, but this game it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Moving on, we have Brighton versus Ashton Villa. Brighton got destroyed over the weekend by Burnley 3-0, where Ashton Villa lost to Watford 1-0. Brighton is on their current form is 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, where Ashton Villa is 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. The last time that these two teams played, Ashton Villa did win 3-0. So I think that this is going to be one of those games I'm going to try to start making crazy predictions, because I feel like with me trying to base everything off of this, off their form and all of that, I feel like I'm getting it incorrect a lot of times. I mean, I am, because it's very inconsistent. So with this game, this is the game that I'm changing it all on. I think Brighton wins this game 3-1 against Ashton Villa at home at the American Express Community Stadium. So we'll see how that goes. You can judge me for that prediction, but I'm going to stick with it. Brighton 3-1. So moving on, we have Crystal Palace and Burnley. Crystal Palace current form is 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. Burnley's is 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss. The last time that these two teams played, it was a 3-3 draw back in November. I think for this one, I am going to have to go with another draw, 2-2. These two teams are just very inconsistent, a lot of draws. So I think that it's gonna be a draw there at Crystal Palace's home stadium. So next up we have, Man United and Watford. Man, Watford, what a game last week, coming out and beating Ashton Villa. But anyway, Man United's current form, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. For Watford, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. The last time that these two teams played, though, Watford beat Man United 4-1 back in November. Do I think that's going to happen again? No. I actually think that Man United's going to get it together, and they're going to come out at Old Trafford and win 3-0 against Watford. And man, if Man United doesn't beat them by at least 2 goals, I'm done with predictions, I feel like. So we have, I guess, supposed to be Everton and Man City. Yes, Everton and Man City. Wow, I'm all confused over here. Anyway, Everton's current form, 2 wins, 3 losses. Man City's 4 wins, 1 loss, with that loss being to Tottenham last week. The last time that these two teams played back in November, Man City won 3-0. I think that Man City will get back to their winning ways, but with only a 1-0 victory over Everton. And it looks like Chelsea and Leicester City's game is postponed. So I thought that Chelsea would win that one 2-1. I'm not sure why that's postponed, but I guess it is what it is. I haven't heard the news for it, but anyway. West Ham against Wolves. West Ham's current form is 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss, where the Wolves have 3 wins and 2 losses, no draws. The last time that these 2 teams played was in November, and the Wolves won 1-0. Here is another one that I think that is going to be kind of off the wall. But I think that the Wolves are going to win this one 3-1 over West Ham United, even though they are at London Stadium for West Ham. So that is my predictions for Matchday 27. Please tell me what your predictions are. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the content. And we'll see you later.